All right, we're here today with Coach Daniel Nolan, the boys varsity basketball coach here at St. Michael. Coach, glad to be here with you today. Last Friday night, the Cardinals defeated Mobile Christian. I think it was 54 to 53, close game. So, who were some of the key players in Friday's contest against Mobile Christian?
Jake Kokosko, who's our senior leader, he's led us in scoring all year. He played really well. He had 11 points, had a couple big buckets late. Calvin Karen played well again. He's our leading scorer as well. He's played really well the past couple weeks. Noah Calvary, who's our captain, senior leader, not normally known for his scoring, had about 10 points last week and had some big buckets for us, and he's starting to score a little bit more. So that he played really, really well. Always plays great defensively, so he had a great game.
Yeah, that's a great time to be coming on in the season.
No doubt.
Coming off a last regular season win, going into the postseason, how does that bode well for the team? I mean, how does it get them set up?
It's something we talked about, in pregame and the day before. Is just, hey, we need this win to kind of help us push us forward into the area tournament. I mean, it's always big to get a win before that one. I don't think it necessarily means a huge amount, but I think it's a confidence thing for the kids. And the fact is, we played really well too. So, sometimes you get a win and you don't play real well.
Right.
But this time, we actually played pretty well for the majority of the game, and that kind of tells me, all right, I think we're ready. So that was good.
Well, what were some of the key takeaways? I mean, it's been a crazy season, as we were talking earlier. You had COVID and everything else to deal with. But what were some of the key takeaways from this season for the team?
Oh man, it's been a crazy ride. There's no doubt about it. But just keeping it going. We had a great year last year, and the key was, hey, let's don't be okay with just being good last year. Let's continue to win this year and get better this year, not just stay the same. We moved up a classification. We knew it was going to be tougher. So, we said, all right, we got to step it up. And I think the kids have done that. They've stayed, the course. They've worked their tails off. We've had a lot of fun along the way too. We went up to West Morgan in our tournament, and we won that, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, the kids enjoyed it. Just getting to spend a lot of time with them during the Christmas break. But I just think, continuing to work hard and not being just okay with, last year, continuing to work and getting better. Like every single player from last year has gotten better this year. They've got their, right. One way or the other, and that was big. So, it's been fun. It's been a fun year.
Good. Y'all are getting ready for the 2021 boys area basketball tournament. Going in was it a second place?
We're the third seed.
Third seed. Okay. And you were kind of talking about earlier about how don't really know because some games you had a forfeit and COVID and
yeah.
But what's been the focus in practice this week, getting ready for this game?
We always focus defensively first. I think we're playing Escambia County at Escambia County, so any team you play at their place, they're going to play better, offensively. So we've been really focused defensively on shutting what they like to do down. And that's the focus pretty much every game, but especially when you have 3 or 4 days to prepare, you want to show them everything that they're going to see. And so we've been really focused on that. And then consistency offensively. Sometimes you will have a quarter, other night we scored 22 points in the second quarter, and the next quarter we score 4. Just working on our consistency a little bit, just being a little more consistent. And then our pace of play. I think when we're playing at a pace that's good for us, we're really hard to beat. Not playing too fast, but also not walking the ball up the court.
Looking right from that there.
And so, we've been really working on that, the past couple of days, and we've done a good job with it. So.
Okay. Are there any notable injuries this week? Is everybody ready to play, or?
We're banged and beat up a little bit, just like everybody this time of year. But everybody's gonna be ready to go. Luke Marino, he broke his collarbone in early January, so he's out. Okay. He would be our backup guard. But other than that, also My boy Stay School tore his ACL the other day in practice, which was awful. Felt really bad for the kid because he worked so hard. But he's going to be out. He was a backup post player, so which really stinks. I mean, those kids work hard and they deserve to be out there. But our the 10 guys that have played consistent minutes are all going to be back. So we feel very comfortable about that.
Sounds good. Well, last time the Cardinals played the Blue Devils, they beat them 41-37. What's the strategy going in? Is kind of keeping it the same, or I know you didn't get to play them twice, but
yeah.
But have you been able to review and kind of put something together? And you don't have to tell us the secret.
No. Like you said, we didn't get to play them the first time. Had to forfeit because of COVID. So we were kind of getting our feet wet in that one, and I think they were too.
Right.
What we're trying to work on is definitely the similar game plan because we held them under 40, so that was really good. But we're working on a couple tweaks here and there just in case we need them. And I really think they're going to throw some curveballs at us and try to change it up, change the look up on us. So we've been working on that. We've watched some film, we've seen some different stuff they do. So we're letting our kids know, hey, they might not just do this the whole time. You got to be ready for some of this other stuff. So. It's definitely crazy to not have played somebody twice.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, you've always played them twice. You're ready. You've pretty much seen everything they've got. But now we might not. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. The kids are gonna be ready to go.
Definitely. Looking at this team this year, how many seniors do you have on the team?
We got six big ones. We got. All six of them. We had kind of a team meeting yesterday talking about all that kind of stuff, and these guys have been playing since they were ninth graders. You're really losing a lot when you lose these kids. So, but they've played. They've really bought into the program. I came in kind of in the middle of their tenure here, and they really bought in and embraced what we do, and we're going to miss them a lot. There's no doubt about it. But they've all been big pieces to the puzzle this year for sure, and they're going to continue to be, the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like you had some great senior leadership. Do you see that conveying over to the next group coming up?
Well, I hope so. Of
course you do.
That's kind of the thing that we've been talking about, the last couple of weeks. Not necessarily for next year, but some of these juniors kind of stepping up,
right, and
not taking over, but taking steps to be leaders. Right. And so it's definitely something we've been thinking about. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, they've been tremendous leaders.
And looking forward to this game. Who are going to be some of the key players? I know you talked about in the last game, probably same in this game, but
some different guys we'll bring up because obviously Calvin and Jake, our leading scorers. It's going to be key for them to get on the board early and get going. But down low, Escambia County's got some big guys. So Donovan Garrett and Chris Shelby are going to be two guys that, especially defensively, they're going to have to play well, but also on the offensive end, need to score some. Some guard, our guard play, point guard play. William Ford and Michael Bradford, they're kind of two peas in a pod. They're A and B at point guard. And I think, if they get going, they make a couple buckets for us. We're really scary.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. Well, last year's team advanced to the Elite Eight. What are some of the similarities between this team and some of the differences?
Both teams play with a ton of grit. They play great defense. I think this group's probably a little bit better offensively. They do a little bit more than that group did last year. They're probably a little bit more consistent, but they're basically the same people. We lost one guy last year who was a big one. Now he was big, but we lost one guy, and they all came back. But like I said earlier, every single one of them got better. So in different areas. We talk about after the season, hey, these are the 2 or 3 areas you've got to get better at, and it seems like every single one of them have. So
right.
That's the great thing about this group. They work hard, and So I think that's probably, the similarities is that they're the same kids mentally,
That's
but they've grown a little bit. We've definitely not turned the ball over as much as we did last year, and we've played tougher opponents. To be honest with you, I mean, we're playing teams that press us, for 32 minutes, and last year we didn't necessarily play those teams as much. So our turnovers are down, and we're playing tougher competition. So to me, that just means we're a little bit more mature. We've seen it before. And that's a good thing. Hopefully you've got 6 seniors. You better be better.
Definitely. If you've been there before, you know what to expect. It's not so much stars in the eyes when they get there.
Absolutely.
So, well, Coach, how do you rely on your faith in preparation for a game, and how does it influence your coaching style?
Well, definitely you get a little more.
And I know it's hard to keep your faith during a game.
About that. Well, that's funny you say that. Coach Pete, who's my assistant coach, always reminds me about the serenity prayer. Right before the game and getting in the middle of it. Coach. I'm like, thanks, Pete. You're right. I think it's definitely helped me. These last couple of years coming over to St. Michael and being around that community of prayerfulness. I think that's big for us as a team. Just thinking about that and having that on your heart a little bit more, because you're hard. I'm gonna be hard on my kids, but I think I'm a little bit different than I would be normally. I think since I've been here is just having that on your heart and making sure you're doing it for the kid and making sure they understand the love you have for them and all that kind of stuff. So.
Exactly.
But it's definitely been a part of the program. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Coach, they got the new Hubble Focus camera in the gym, able to live stream over YouTube. Have you been able to experience any of that, or your family? Or?
We actually have, first off, it goes straight to Hubble, so we don't even have to worry about it. We just click a button, it goes right there. We have it up, and so that's great. But second off, during quarantine, heck, I was watching the varsity girls beat a couple teams, and that was great. I was missing that basketball feel. But the other thing is, my parents and my brothers and sisters who love basketball have been watching it every home game, and they love it. And I appreciate that. They just send me texts during the game. I'm like, hey. But it's been good, man. And it seems like it's been taken off on YouTube. I mean, there's a bunch of views, and hopefully, those guys, hopefully people who are watching this will subscribe to that channel, because, it only helps us as a school, and the more we get subscribers, all they gotta do is click on subscribe, and that's all they gotta do, and it helps us as a school. So.
And once we get to I think 1,000 subscribers, then we can live stream from anywhere. So
right.
It makes it a more of a mobile product.
No doubt. And hopefully we'll be able to, do some other event, hopefully do those other events if we get that amount of subscribers. So, baseball, softball, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be good. It's been really good for us. There's no doubt about it.
That's great. Well, Thursday night at 6:30 in Atmore, y'all will be taking on the Escambia County Blue Devils.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that. And Coach, I appreciate you taking time to talk.
No problem. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.